Hi everyone, welcome to your readings for the full moon in Aries that's coming up tomorrow. I hope you're doing well. I hope it's been a good week for you and a good weekend so far. Full moon in Aries is always an interesting energy, very big, powerful energy. Being Aries, it likes to kind of demolish anything that's in its way. So this is big changes, big shifts that we're reaching at this time. If you're here, please say hi in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. And please remember to like and to share the video. Take the time to get yourselves settled in. Have a sit down, have a lie down. Take a few deep grounding breaths, because it is a powerful energy that's coming in with this full moon. So you are going to want to remain grounded wherever possible, so as you can work with this energy without it carrying you away. I'm going to start off in just a moment by looking at the outlook for the collective for this full moon, and then I'll move on to the 12 signs from Aries through to Pisces. So starting off then, the energies for the collective for this full moon in Aries. Get a sense of where we're at and where we're heading to. Energies for the collective. Hi, Stomoku. Hi, Luna. Okay. This is nice. This is nice. There's a strengthening going on, I feel, within all of us coming through and out of this full moon, and it's going to enable us to feel more powerful and more supported and more confident in our surroundings and in what we're doing. So I mentioned changes in relationships, but I feel we're also building in terms of the material, in terms of work, in terms of home life, family. All of this is getting more and more solid, and we're getting more confident about it as well, getting a clearer sense of where we need to be. And what I feel is simply being tested throughout this period, and as we come to this full moon, it's about the strength of what we have going forward and whether it gives us the base to actually launch off from, to do more. With it, it feels very, very heart-centered. Everything focused around the heart, and Aries does like to go with a lot of heart. So this is enabling a push. It's a push that takes us forward. It means that where relationships are good, they will strengthen. Where relationships that we're not quite in or committed to yet are right for us, I feel us pushing our way forward towards them. Far less holding us back, far more confidence coming from underneath. Hi, Sally A. So I have the Three of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles showing up, and this is the subconscious position, the King of Pentacles. So fine, we've been challenging ourselves to work hard, to refine our skills, to be in control in all areas of the material world, and on a conscious level, it's just felt like pushing on, doing our best. But what's been building underneath is so much more solid, so much more secure, and this comes as a result of decisions that we have made that have placed us more into alignment coming into this time. So we've come from a place of the Eight of Cups, And this is also meant casting off what's not right for us, leaving it behind, however unpleasant, to go in search of something better. For some of us, it's meant some really deep introspective work as well. And what we are finding is that as we strip away the layers that have been in the way of that, and the situations and things that we might have tied ourselves to in the past that has also been in the way of that, there is this stronger, more stable base to build from of the Four of Wands. And even though things may be a little unstable from time to time at the moment, it's Libra energy, it's balancing out, but it can feel very kind of wobbly at this time. There is this sense of finding things that we are blessed with, that we are grateful for at the heart of things. And that's filling us with confidence. It's filling us as well with a bit of drive to push on for more, to push on towards the Six of Wands, which we're heading towards. And with the Six of Wands here, this is a sense of valuing the people that we're with, and being valued by the people that we're with, but also valuing the situations that we're with in and our relationship to them. So it's a strengthening. It's a strengthening that we are building towards, as everything else just kind of falls away because of its irrelevance. It starts to become clearer and clearer where we're supposed to be at, who we're supposed to be with, what we're supposed to be doing, and everything else just kind of falls by the wayside. And that's stuff we've been working towards. But what this full moon does, I feel, is it gives us this energetic boost and confidence to push forward in that direction. And there's a sense of it being a streamlining, because the things that are not that important or relevant to us do kind of fall away. But those that are start to take center stage, start to build up. We get stronger as a result of that, more in alignment, more confident to push forward, and able to recognize some of the fruits of our labor that we've been putting in, whether or not we've been conscious of the importance and scale and progress that we've been making. That's the picture for the collective. I'm going to move on now to the 12 signs from Aries through to Pisces. Hi, Teresa. I've missed you too. Please remember, everyone, to like and share the video if you're able. That helps a huge amount. So I'm going to start off for this full moon in Aries with Aries, sun, moon, and rising. So Aries, a full moon in your sign. It's fair to say that you're going to feel this one. You don't get away from it. So let's get a sense of where you're at. Okay, Aries. You've been feeling a bit timid, Aries, re-evaluating a little bit, weighing things up. I get the sense that you've been scrutinizing a number of aspects of the situations that you find yourself in, weighing up. Is this right for me? Do I keep putting into this? Am I in alignment here? Do I want to relate to this person in this way, or do I want to do this instead? Am I going to tweak my working pattern? Am I going to change what I do for work? Is there something to be salvaged here, or do I get rid of it wholesale? Lot of stuff that you've been weighing up, thinking about, trying to make a decision on. And I get the sense that some of these decisions have been quite a long time in coming. And what this full moon is bringing you, Aries, I feel, is an ability to discern, to be solid in your decision making, and to go, okay, it's going to be like this going forward. This is where I'm going towards. This is what's important to me. This, not so much. Weighed it up for long enough, I'll let it go. So you're coming in with the 5 of Cups. The 5 of Cups, which very helpfully, they're on their sides in this card. But if I turn them up like that, you get a clearer picture. So you're weighing up what's worth carrying on with and what you want to be getting rid of, essentially, Aries. Where your energy goes, where it doesn't. What feels sustainable, what's going to ground you in the longer term. And you've been thinking about this a lot. Absolutely. With the 7 of Pentacles now, you're going to pick which of these you go forward with, which you don't. Where are you going to put your energy going forward? Because it feels like it's not going to be all of them. And it feels like your priorities are shifting in the sense of work and relationships in particular. These are the 2 areas that you're focused on at this time, Aries. And it is all about where you invest yourself in the longer term. So your advice is judgment. It's judgment. Where are you going towards? Which things are coming with you and what is not is the key question. And as you step through this full moon, I feel this massive rush of clarity. And maybe you've known some of this stuff for a while, but it's suddenly reinforced within you. With the 9 of Swords showing up as well, this is stuff that you've been fearing to do. Because you've been like, yeah, but I've committed to these things. And I've said that this is this to me and that's that to me. And this is what I'm going to focus on. That's what I'm not going to do. And now, but I just feel like you become razor sharp on these questions as we come out of the full moon. So just be open to what comes through, what feels most solid, and be ready to move forward in that direction. Aries, it feels like you're going to feel a lot more confident and a lot lighter because you've been up and down and weighing this stuff up for such a long time. And that has been the biggest block for you here. And now you're not going to need to, and you're going to feel freer and more confident moving forward. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aries. Taurus. You see what you're dealing with, Taurus. Okay, Taurus. Once again, this is going to be a common theme, I feel. This is about where energies are placed, what's invested in Taurus. I feel like you've been weighing up. You've been weighing up like big picture stuff. You've been weighing up belief systems. You've been weighing up where your faith aligns to, what it means for you, how you align with that in your everyday material life as well. So I feel like you've been connecting to the higher realms and to the hidden realms. I feel big stuff coming around that at this time. These can be downloads. This can be spirit contact that you become increasingly aware of around this full moon. And And you are very, very open at this time. I don't feel you in your usual Taurus rigid place. It feels lighter, it feels freer. It feels like, okay, I'm opening up to new ideas, new ways of perceiving things, new experiences, new insights. I'm prepared to drop what came before if it's not serving me, because I've been getting frustrated and now I want to see things in a new way. And I'm able to, and this is coming through. So you're coming in with the Hanged Woman. Very, very interesting, difficult energy at times to work with the Hanged Woman, because essentially what you're having to do, and you can be quite a rigid sign, Taurus is a fixed sign, especially as fixed earth, but what you're having to do at this time is just suspend some belief systems, some judgments, some things that you might have held certain or sacred, in order to open up to other possibilities, other ways of seeing things. And this is then going to be all about where you invest your energy, because I feel like where you invest your energy in terms of work, friendships, how you connect to people, what you do for people as well, I feel is all being shifted around over this, or at least challenged. And so you're going to make some decisions that move you more into alignment. I have the Six of Pentacles and the Six of Wands showing up. The Six of Wands is the outcome card for you, just as it was with the collective. And this, I feel, is about what you truly value, where you feel valued, what aligns with what is coming through for you. And you can't presuppose or predetermine this. For some of you, it's going to be a bit of a shock. And I don't feel like these are therefore sweeping changes, but I feel the mindset, the values that you carry into your day-to-day life are going to shift, they're going to change, and you're going to feel much freer and more open as a result. And it's something that you've been waiting for. With the Princess of Wands, I feel like you've been yearning to break free of your particular way of seeing things, doing things, having planned things, because while it's familiar, while it's safe, it's ultimately felt like a weight that you are dragging around, and now you're ready to cast it off. I hope that makes sense for you, Taurus. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Philippa. Just a second. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Hi, Alison. Gemini, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aries. Gemini. Hi, Lisa. Gemini. Okay, Gemini. Gemini, I feel like you might have been getting a little bit frustrated, bummed out even. Sort of, I feel losing a bit of faith, losing a bit of momentum, a bit of trust in your situation, in the universe around you, wondering where you go next. It's just been kind of like, things don't quite work for me. I can't have the things that I want all the time. I'm getting more and more frustrated. This is all a bit shit. And I feel like while you've been trying to work through it and work hard, the sense that I get is you've been doubting a lot of stuff. understandably. And it's made you a bit cold. It's made you a bit cynical. So I'm going to start with your shadow here, which is the Queen of Swords, Gemini. And this is where I feel, even when you've battled against it, this is kind of the energy that you've been inhabiting, embodying. At times it's a bit cold, it's a bit difficult. I feel like you've struggled to see your blessings, you've struggled to see the positivity, and even when you have found them, you found it very hard to grip onto, hang on to them. There has been this crippling doubt coming down over you, and it's kind of messed with you. And I feel like a big part of this as well is you've been looking not only at the things that you want to have, but the things that other people have, comparing yourself to them and feeling like, ugh, nothing is coming off for me. Look at what everyone else is doing. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. Comes in with the King of Pentacles. And I feel like on the one hand, you've been trying to show yourself as someone who's really effective. On the other hand, you've been getting quite cynical, quite bitter. And I feel like things are lightening up and opening up for you coming out of this full moon. Thank fuck, Gemini, because it's not been easy going, and you may have been a bit of a pain to be around this as well. So we have the Three of Cups and we have the King of Cups showing up for you, Gemini. I feel like somebody is going to come into the picture, reach out to you, cheer you up. This could be a friend, this could be a potential partner, it could be multiple potential partners with the Three of Cups. But I feel like this is going to lift you. It's going to give you something to connect to, something to offer you a bit of hope, because I feel it's been very, very, very low energy for you for some time. This is just lifting you up. And with the King of Cups coming in as well, I feel like somebody in particular is stepping in who is going to lift you up. And this feels very much like a water sign energy. So this could be Cancer, could be Scorpio, could be Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And it's somebody a little bit different, a little bit off the wall, somebody who sees things a bit differently. And I feel this is just going to energize you. It's going to fill you with a bit of light, a bit of hope, a bit of excitement. Absolutely beautiful stuff. You need to get through this full moon to get to it, Gemini, but I do feel you coming out of some of the difficulties that you've been going through, connecting to somebody new who I feel is going to be able to hold you and help you through this difficult period. Now, some of you, with this being the King of Cups as well, may possibly be connecting to a psychotherapist around this, or a similar figure to that, somebody who can rephrase things, rework things, help you to remodel your world for you in relation to your feelings and experiences. But for most of you, this feels like a friend or a potential partner, and it feels really, really positive for you, Gemini. Push on through this, because it does feel very, very nice. And trust it. Trust the person who is appearing in front of you. I don't feel like you need to doubt this one. You don't need to let your cynicism get the better of you. It does feel like they are here to help and support you. I hope that makes sense for you, Gemini. The next sign is going to be Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Aries. Cancer. Okay. Okay, Cancer. You've been carrying a lot, Cancer. You've been carrying a lot. And even when you've tried to find your way out of it, I feel like you've really struggled to. I feel like it's been very, very difficult for you. And I feel like there's some responsibility that you've been dreading, wanting to avoid. Something that you need to be in charge of. And they're telling me some of you, Cancers, are either planning or having children at this time, and you're really doubting your ability to do this, to step up to it, to do what's necessary to actually parent successfully, Cancer. This is coming through really, really strongly. And this, I feel, has been an area of doubt for some of you. For others of you, it's other areas of responsibility. It's things that you're juggling, things that you're trying to stay on top of. And it's made it difficult for you to be able to move forward because you're constantly second guessing yourself. So I have the Hermit showing up for you, and I have the Nine of Swords showing up for you. And I do get the sense that you've been going round in your own head over this stuff, doubting yourself, doubting everything, doubting your ability to step forward. But I feel like you are getting there, Cancer. I feel like you're getting there. And where it's been a struggle, I feel it's because you haven't broken it down. You haven't broken it down. So you're like, well, I have to be the absolute best at this straight off, and I have to be the best at this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and no sense of taking it step by step, piece by piece, being able to learn, being able to grow. It's like, no, it's all of it, and now I'm overwhelmed, and I'm scared, and I'm going to run away. I feel like you're starting to rework it, rephrase it at this time, Cancer. I have the King of Wands showing up, but I also have the Knight of Wands showing up. So the sense that I get is that you're able to get your head around this by breaking it down into smaller pieces, not putting so much pressure on yourself. Accepting there are things that you can do now, things you're going to pick up over time, and it doesn't have to be all at once. And also that you can ask other people's advice and help on top of it. You don't have to do it all yourself. You're supported, Cancer. You absolutely are. Breaking through this around this full moon, that's your main shift. I hope that makes sense for you. Hi, Neighborhood Arts. The next sign is going to be Leo. Hi, LV. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Aries. Okay, Leo. Okay, Leo. Love situation for you. Aren't you the lucky ones? Here's Libra season. Something is coming into view for you, into perspective for you. And it's causing you, I feel, to relinquish a bit of control. A bit of control. It's also, I feel, a shift in perspective, a change in perspective. So someone or something that you felt a certain way about, you're now feeling more deeply about. Something that you thought might just be a quick fling or just physical or something similar now feels like it's suddenly getting a bit deeper, a bit more involved. You can't quite believe your eyes because you weren't expecting this, but you're feeling yourself drawn in, drawn in, drawn in. You're feeling the potential. You're feeling a bit of a spark rise within you that goes beyond the physical, that brings the emotional into it as well. And you hadn't planned this and you hadn't expected it, but here it is coming out of this full moon. That's something you need to work with. So you're coming in with the Knight of Wands. Nice, simple, straightforward, in control, don't have to commit to anything. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Then this energy of the Princess of Cups starts to come in. You start to feel more drawn in. There's something you hadn't noticed, something awakens within you. And with Justice showing up, and we are in Libra season here, you're suddenly realizing, hang on a minute, there's a bit more here than just the physical. There's a bit more here than just something that's passing. There's something deeper. There's a connection. I need to feel into this. And I feel like you've been avoiding going that deep with anyone for some time, Leo, but here it is, and you have the Two of Wands showing up as well. And maybe at some stage in the past you felt this way towards this person, maybe really early on, and it dropped off, and now back it comes. And this is the potential that is there if you want to connect to it, because I feel like this person is bringing you to life, and it's not something that you expected. It's not what you went in here looking for, but I feel this coming in for you at this time. Now, for most of you, that is a love situation. For others of you, I feel there are other areas of life that, you know, you had something involved or invested in, and it was nice. And now suddenly, as everything becomes clearer, you're suddenly realizing you want to invest a lot more. Most of you, it's love. Some of you, it's other areas of life, but it feels like you are getting your bearings and you're getting ready to do just that, Leo. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aries. I don't know about streamlining for you, Aries. I feel like you're kind of, I know it's getting colder, but you're kind of going into hibernation, some of you, Virgo. Going into hibernation. Really, really closing it down, closing it down, closing it down until you're only focusing on one person or one or two things and not a lot more. Closing down, closing down, closing down. And it's okay to have priorities. It's okay to focus your attention on one person in one place to an extent. But I also feel like you may just be limiting, and maybe putting a lot of pressure on that person as well. You're coming in with the Lovers, so this feels real. It feels real. It feels like this person is your focus. You want them to be your focus. You don't want to look anywhere else. Don't want to do anything else. And you see a big future with them, Ten of Pentacles. You absolutely do. You're like, okay, they complete me, they fulfill me, they're all I need. I'm just going to close off to the rest of life now. Just going to focus myself here. Tiny bit risky, not the healthiest thing. Yes, you can prioritize them. Yes, you can focus on them, but you do have to be doing other stuff as well, Virgo. So your advice here is the Sun. I feel like this person makes you warm, makes you feel fulfilled, makes you joyful. The danger is that you make them your whole world. Don't do that. Don't do that. Potential codependence, potential closing off, potential neglect of other people, of other things. You're joyful, you're fulfilled, you like this, you can take that energy and use it elsewhere as well with the Sun, Virgo. It's absolutely vital that you do so. Other people need that in your life. Other things that you're involved in need that energy to be carried in for you. And yes, the autumn can be tricky for sure. Yes, you're an earth sign. Yes, you naturally hunker down, huddle inside, but you need to be going outside and connecting a bit wider, Virgo. That's your main energy for this full moon. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Libra. Libra, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aries. Libra. Full moon in your 7th house, Libra, for those of you who are Libra rising. Appropriate, Libra, 7th house, opposite your sign, and I feel a love situation coming in for you, Libra. It feels quite nice. It feels brand new. It feels like you may actually be a bit hesitant to go for it, but it's worth exploring. It's worth exploring even if it doesn't catch fire right away. Now, some of you Libras, I feel, have settled into whatever emotion you've been finding yourself in mostly. You've kind of settled into that now, and you're struggling to not be in that. And for a lot of you Libras, even when things might have gone okay around you, or there might have been some good things in your life coming towards you, some successes, some blessings, I feel like you've generally been quite sad, quite worried, feeling like you're without a number of things, not sure which way to turn, feeling like the things that you want are out of reach, feeling a bit unloved at times, and maybe a tiny bit resentful or bitter, coming in with the 5 of Pentacles. And I feel like you've struggled to see where the light is actually going to break through, where there's going to be something that you can not only point to, but grab onto and go, okay, that's solid, that's mine, I can point to that, so I'm going to feel okay. Because without that, you've been really struggling, Libra, really struggling. With the 3 of Wands, I get the sense that you can't stay in that position. You have to start making your way to somewhere a bit better, even if that means working through difficult emotions, difficult feelings, difficult ideas. I feel it's taking you somewhere good, and crucially, it's opening you to some love coming in, because we have the Knight of Cups showing up. So somebody is interested in you, Libra. There is somebody who is coming in, who's going to lift you just that bit. Going to work really hard to crowbar open the kind of barrier, the wall that you've built in front of your heart to protect it, because somebody wants to connect with you. And I feel like all you need to do is ensure that you're out there enough that they can connect to you, because this feels fertile, it feels positive, it feels like it's going to lift you. And you're reluctant. I can feel you're reluctant with the Four of Swords in shadow for you. You're quite reluctant. You're still holding your cards quite close to your chest. Do I even trust this? Do I allow anything at all? Or should I just settle into where I am? And you can't just settle into where you are, Libra. This is a shift. This is a change. It needs you to be open at this time. This feels like a nice connection. It feels like a nice time. It feels like it's something that you've actually waited for, but you'd almost closed off to. Be open coming through this full moon, Libra. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aries. Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio. What does it mean, Scorpio, for you to feel safe, to feel grounded, to feel secure? And are you sure it's the same thing as it was last time you asked yourself that question? I feel like there are things that you put in place. I feel like there are things that you've worked to put in place that don't really suit you and your needs anymore. And you've been a little fixated on them. And I feel that's become out of habit, out of a loyalty to a certain way of looking at things and doing things, certain routines you have in place, certain coping methods, maybe healthy ones, maybe unhealthy ones, but ones which you come to rely on that have become repetitive and that I feel you may have moved past. So you're coming in here with the Four of Cups. Are these things that serve you anymore? Are they things that you need anymore? Are they grounding you or are they weighing you down, Scorpio? Because if they're doing the second of those, or if they're just simply not healthy anymore, then it's probably time to reach for something else. Do you need the extra security blanket? Do you? Or is it causing you to miss another possibility, another way of doing things, somewhere else you can be? Somewhere else you can be, a better situation, emotionally, materially, in relation to yourself, honoring yourself. Can you improve that? Because there's a need to honor yourself emotionally, especially with the Six of Cups. And with the Six of Cups as well, there can be a real sense of loyalty to a way that you've done things for a long time, maybe always done things, and yet you get so focused on what's always been there, always been stable, that you miss all the other possibilities, Scorpio. Time to shift out of it with the Tower. So what's coming in with this full moon in Aries? Aries is ruled by Mars. This is Mars energy. And the sense that I get is that the things that you've taken for granted that are going to hold you up, these are now open to question, open to testing, and you may get sudden insights around this. And these may also come in the form of external forces, external influences, external opportunities that if you just stick to the way that you've always done things, you might say no to. You might say no to. But now I feel this need to say yes to them, to trust them more. That's the wheel coming in. And I don't feel that you've trusted the wheel in this sense. I feel you've loathed the idea of anything coming in from the outside disrupting you. It's why you've gripped onto all of this so tightly, Scorpio. But you have to be releasing your grip on those things, those ways of doing things at this time, those ideas about what it means for you to be safe, to be grounded, where you come from, where you're going to. I feel it needs to be more in flux. It doesn't mean that everything goes, but it means the things that no longer stand the test of time, they go, because there's something better out there for you at this time, and it's coming in, Scorpio. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. So I've just got a couple of notifications popped up that I need to quickly get rid of. There we go. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for this full moon in Aries. Sag. Do you know when to admit defeat on something, Sagittarius? I feel like you've been putting kind of a brave or a positive face on something where there have been knockbacks coming in, challenges coming in, things not quite going right, not quite working right, but you have worked to push on, to push on, to push on. And it's like maybe you drop for a moment and then you get back up, you're smiling again, pushing forward, pushing forward, pushing forward. And that can be an asset. That can absolutely be an asset. Or it can be really, really fucking stupid, Sagittarius. Because if something keeps on failing, keeps going wrong, keeps collapsing, and you get up and you go again, and it falls down again, you get up and you go again, and you make no changes and no tweaks to it, then you cause yourself difficulties. And I feel that tension is increasing upon you. I feel you're getting knocked down again and again and again, because this isn't quite for you in this form, and you need to make a change. Coming in with the 5 of Swords. Probably the toughest, most difficult energy in the tarot deck to deal with, the 5 of Swords. It's an energy that takes no prisoners. It's an energy that points to you and goes, no, you're fucked here. You're fucked here. You can do this for as long as you want, but it's not going to get you anywhere. So you got to get wise to this, Sagittarius. Queen of Swords coming up as your challenge. And I feel the Queen of Swords is also here. Somebody who I feel is coming in and pointing out and being like, look, wait a minute. Okay, I get you're committed to this. I get you want this. However, However, you need to have a think about this. You need to weigh this up. You need a cool head. Can't be all fire at this time, Sagittarius. Intellect must be engaged. Is this worth it? Is it joyful? Is it bringing you towards something? Is it bringing you towards people? Is it bringing you together with people? Or are you feeling increasingly isolated, frustrated, worn down, and like you're pushing on regardless, but it's not getting you anywhere? 3 of Cups. Take a fucking break from it at least. Spend some time doing some things that you enjoy, that are genuinely joyful, being around people who you like as well. And then decide if this is really worth it. Is it really worth all your energy going into it? Because with the Devil as your shadow card, I feel you're pushing on and pushing on and pushing on. And you want to get up this mountain, but maybe, just maybe, you're locking yourself into a place where you don't actually want to be, Sagittarius. Out of persistence, out of commitment, out of a narrative that has expired. And you got a choice here, whether to go on with that or whether to be, okay, actually, this isn't going to work for me. Okay. Something similar might do. This won't. That's fine. I'm going to go and do that. I'm going to invest less in this. I got the message. I got the message. I'm going elsewhere. I'm going elsewhere. And what's more, before I do that, I'm going to spend some time with my friends. And I'm going to learn from this and not keep on taking damage and punishment because I don't need to. I hope that makes sense for you, Sagittarius. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. For this full moon in Aries. Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Yeah, Capricorn. I definitely brought through a message for Capricorn earlier in Libra season, possibly for the whole of Libra season. To slow the fuck down, to take a rest, to take time out from work, to enjoy yourself. You didn't though, did you? You didn't. How are you doing now? How are you feeling now? Still pushing on, still trying to balance everything, still trying to push forward, even though it's not quite going for you anyway, and you're blaming yourself and what the fuck. 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. And 5 of Swords for you as well, Capricorn. 5 of Swords for you as well. So you are taking blows. The blows against you are increasing. You're getting tired. You're getting run down. Is it me? What am I doing wrong? Maybe I should push harder. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do this. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you've been neglecting yourself. Maybe you've been scared to let go. 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords. Very committed to what you do, Capricorn. Absolutely. No one can fault your commitment. But You can really neglect yourself or other things at the same time by pushing yourself so hard, and it doesn't work out too well. And you need, you need a break from it. You need a rest from it. You need to slow down. You might just need to go to bed for a couple of days, Capricorn. Take a break or a holiday or a vacation or something. I have the sun showing up as your advice. You need nurturing, you need supporting, you need to be kind and nurturing and supporting to yourself as well, Capricorn. You need to recharge, you need to be refreshed. You don't have to work this hard. You don't. You don't. I know you want to prove yourself. I know you want to get there. I know you want to do it tomorrow, but it's not going to work that way. And no one's going to judge you for taking some time out to care for and look after yourself, Capricorn. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Hi, Ladybug. Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aries. Okay, Aquarius. You, I feel, are going to step out of your own little rut, Aquarius. I feel you're going to step out of your own little rut if you allow yourself to. You're another sign that has kind of nailed your colours to the mast somewhere. This is my course of action. This is my priority. This is my direction of travel. This is where I'm going to go. But it hasn't been working out for you, but you don't want to let go of it. But it hasn't been working out for you, but you don't want to let go of it. The Lovers, 5 of Cups. I think it goes that way up, this one. The Lovers and the 5 of Cups. You've got really caught up in one thing, one direction, one thing that you planned, that you wanted to do, that you committed to, Aquarius. And that's not quite working out. But there are other options, other directions, other things you can do. Some of you, I feel, were invested in a particular person, partner. This is the person I want to be with. Just them, no one else. It's got to be them. It's got to be them. It's got to be them. And it hasn't been working out for you, but you've been focusing on it anyway. But it hasn't been working out for you, but you've been focusing on it anyway. And let it go, because there's someone else coming in with the 8 of Cups. New opportunity, new love for a lot of you. If you can let go of what isn't right for you. And for some of you, that could be a work or a living opportunity as well. But it's a shift, it's a change if you let go of what you have fixated upon. And that means letting go completely. Not questioning, not wondering, not going back to it. You've got to show strength here. You've got to show strength here. Turn away from what hasn't been working, Aquarius. Realign, because I feel something much better coming in at this time. But if you're still invested in something else, you won't be able to grasp it and move on it. I hope that makes sense for you, Aquarius. Thank you, Leela. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Pisces, sun, moon, and rising for this full moon in Aries. Okay, Pisces, you've been dealing with a lot. Yeah, you have. There are some things that have really upset you, really got to you, really got you down. But I feel some of those have faded out, faded into the background, and yet you're not letting them go because now you're used to being sad or upset or anything else over these things, to the extent that you've kind of locked yourself into this particular emotional space, this particular mental space as well. It feels quite cynical, it feels quite bitter, feels quite closed off, and you're not allowing yourself the mental space to be anywhere else, around anything else, to feel more positive, to feel inspired, because you need that in your life as well. And that's not to deny the things that are difficult, but it's not to allow them to be the only thing and allow them to dominate. So you're coming in with death. It's got to change. It's got to change because it's fucking you up and it's wearing you down, and that's not all there is for you. And with the Six of Swords, I do feel like there are other things that you can focus some of your energy, attention, and thoughts upon that I feel take you away from there, are more positive, might make you lighter, are more dreamy as well, which is also part of your energy, Pisces. It's not all sad. Like, there's other stuff that you do as well. With the Ten of Pentacles, I do feel there's something that you can be building towards, as well as something that you've been guarding or fighting against. And it's about balancing that into your life at this time, Pisces. And I feel like there are situations and people around you and coming in around this full moon that give you an opportunity to just focus your energy a little elsewhere, to something that is building for you, as well as something that you perceive as only destructive or threatening. With the Queen of Swords, you might have been quite closed off to that. Bitter, cynical, not quite believing things, being like, yeah, but actually, what about that? What about that? So I can't really have this. Allow yourself a bit of joy, allow yourself something good, allow yourself to move towards something that is more solid and more fulfilling, Pisces. I hope that makes sense for you. That is all 12 signs. Thank you all so much for being here. I have time now to pull cards for 1 or 2 people. If you have a question for me, please pop it in the live chat and I'll see which of you I'm drawn to. And whilst I'm waiting for those, if you would like to connect with me, to book a reading, to make a donation to me so as I can keep doing this work, to book me for an event, to interview me, to do anything else, please feel free to get in touch. My details for all of those things are just in the box below. If you haven't already, please like and share the video, and please subscribe and enable notifications. I'm not getting any questions coming through tonight, so it's very, very quiet out there by the looks of things. In which case, I'm going to trust that I have covered absolutely everything. I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful night, a wonderful, wonderful full moon in Aries. Please feel free to connect with me for a private reading. My details for that are in the box below. And I will see you all again really, really soon. Thank you so much for being here.